As time goes on, we're finding more and more former Trump lawyers who seem to have written what can only be described as coup memos, attempting to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Now, of course, a couple months ago, we got the letter from the big guy himself, John Eastman, right? Trump's attorney, Eastman, wrote the infamous coup memo, made headlines for months, but then we found out a couple weeks ago, Jenna Ellis, another one of Trump's attorneys, wrote her own memo. And here's what it said. Ellis, in the memo, outlined a multi-step strategy. On January 6th, the day Congress was to certify the 2020 election results, Pence was to send back the electoral votes from 6 battleground states that Trump falsely claimed that he had won. The memo said that Pence would give the states a deadline of 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 15th to send back a new set of votes. Then, Ellis wrote, if any state legislature missed that deadline, no electoral votes can be opened and counted from the state. So, basically giving them this ridiculous deadline to send back new votes. Like, new votes from where? That's another question. Like, your memo didn't outline that. Like, where are the new votes coming from? Do they hold a new election? Because you can't really do that. Do they just recount and send you the same numbers again? Because a lot of the states you're talking about here had already done recounts because they were within the margin where recounts were basically triggered. So what exactly did you want them to do? And of course, I'm assuming what would have happened is if they sent back the same vote totals, you would have said, well, you did the same thing. Clearly, you didn't take us seriously, so we're cutting you off. Either way, what this shows us, what these memos show us, again, one of them revealed in August, we're getting newer ones that are being revealed now, is that we've barely scratched the surface of Donald Trump's attempts to overturn the 2020 election. There needs to be a bigger investigation into this, and it doesn't need to be part of the January 6th Select Committee. I think their work needs to continue, obviously. But now's the time for the DOJ to get involved. Okay? Merrick Garland needs to be doing this. He needs to appoint a team to do this. We need a special prosecutor to look into all of the attempts that Donald Trump had and his team had to overturn the 2020 election. And I don't even care if it doesn't end in charges at this point, because obviously things like sedition, treason, those are very difficult to actually prove. But what I want to know is the extent to which it happened, because that is the piece of the puzzle we still do not have. We may continue to get even more of these memos. We may continue to get more revelations, more plans to overturn that election. And if Donald Trump is going to run again in 2024, which all signs point to yes, these are the kinds of things that the public needs to be aware of before they send him back to the White House. And I'm terrified that they may do that.